What's up, guys? This is Muscle Rush. Today is Saturday, June 30th. It's 37 degrees outside. It actually dropped to 2 degrees so far, so it's 35. It's 2 p.m. I'm heading to the gym to do an arm workout after doing my last quad training for the show, for the Vancouver. We're 7 days away from the show. Just wanted to make this video to just talk and give you guys an update on where my head was at this entire prep. Things that I've actually struggled with this time after Toronto Pro. So the Toronto Pro was what for me as a first pro show was a great success, given the fact that it is my first pro show and I did not end up last. And I actually officially, according to the scores, I finished 12. So I beat 6 guys. There was 18 total pro bodybuilders in the class, which is great in my opinion. I'm not sure what you guys think. Please do share, comment below. And I wanted to, like they say, wet my feet. Even though I've competed for 11 years in within the CPA or the OPA and the amateur level, and I was pretty much accustomed on standing on stage and prepping for shows for 11 years, or for the past 11 years until I got my pro card. This was a little bit different. The fact is, I came to the show thinking that, I'm not big enough. I'm not going to hold my own. I'm going to look very small. People are just going to laugh. So I didn't know where I'm going to... how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to react. And after stepping on stage the first couple of minutes, I was like, oh. And saw a few videos. I was like, I am holding my own. And I was really lucky to stand I was standing next to Max Charles. And he's a big boy. And I was still holding my own against him. Nevertheless, of course I did not make the first call out, but surprisingly I was called in the second call out, and I was brought into the class. I was static. Like, I was basically thrilled that I was called in the second. I didn't even think that I'm gonna be in the second call out. Anyway, to make the long story short, I ended up 12. It was a great experience. I know I can hold my own. I have a lot of confidence now. I don't have the same amount of stress that I had for the Toronto Pro going in versus competing in 6 days or 7 days at the Vancouver Pro. For the Vancouver Pro, I never... in my 11 years in competition that I did 2 shows back to back, and this was my first. So usually what I used to do is I would do 1 show a year. I will give it my all. I will give it 100% and even more, and get on the stage, do the things I love to do, and then call it a day. And then but here it was a different story. We finished Toronto, we went out with friends and had a good meal, and then we're back on the diet for another 4 weeks. So the last 2 weeks into the show, in prepping to Vancouver, I started losing my mind. Like, my body, I would wake up, like I would go to bed, I would do everything good during the day, have my meals, does not cheat, I do not cheat, I don't skip training, don't skip cardio, do everything to the T. And then I go to bed, let's say 10:30, 11 o'clock. And one of the issues that I had, even prepping to the Toronto, is I could not get a good time sleep, like a good sleep, good deep sleep. You know what I mean? Like when you go to bed and then you never know until it's morning. And I would sleep for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, and then after that, basically I'm up and I can't sleep. So in the last, I would say, 3 weeks of the show, I would get up like at 1 or 1:30 or 2 p.m. and I would be starving. Like I would just go to the kitchen and do myself. I'll say, you know what? I'm just gonna have a rice cake, and then I'll take a rice cake and I'll put like a teaspoon of peanut butter and a teaspoon of jam. And I was like, tastes good. I'm good. I'm just gonna go to bed right now. And then I'll go for a second one and a third one and a fourth one. And then sometimes I've actually left the house and went and had a burger or pizza or whatever and went back to bed so I can sleep. Wake up in the morning, I'm like 2-3 pounds heavier. Again, you know, bit of, I would say, I wouldn't say like disappointed, but it was like, it was different. It was like your mind is telling you that what you're doing is wrong. Like what you're doing, you're just 3 weeks away, and you've done this already for the past 11-12 years, and your hand still pushes that fucking food into your mouth, and you chew it and you swallow it, and you pretend like it never happened. It's really strange feeling. And sometimes the body is just goes over the mind, and that's why it's such a mind battle at the end. Never to say, that was my really struggle, is being strict on my diet. And I've actually told Matt and Matt, my coach, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna focus. It's just another 2 weeks, and then I can go and relax and enjoy myself and call this a season, because that was the plan. The plan was to do Toronto and to do Vancouver, and then finish that on a good note, and hopefully prepare for. I wanted to completely clean out, do blood work, make sure I'm healthy before I even think about starting another off season. Of course, I'm not going to stop training and eating regularly. I'll still go out and indulge myself from time to time, but I'm at the same time, I'm in the past 11 years, I've learned the hard way. You can go out and eat all the food you can, but at the end of the day, you're going to be really, really uncomfortable. And you're going to drool when you sleep, you're going to fart, you're going to have digestion problems, you're not going to be able to sleep, you're going to have a heartburn, oh God, and like, not to mention, I don't want to gross you out, but your body is just not going to be the same. You're going to retain water, you're going to be hard to move, you're going to be lazy, lethargic to go to the gym, lazy, and you'll end up not training at all. And this is what I don't want to do. Like, I'm not saying, it's just, I did not stop since the Edmonton 2017. Since I won my pro card in July 1st, Canada Day, which is in a few days now, we did a rebound after the show, and then from there we went into an off season, and then from an off season to a pre-contest, and here we are. And I really glad that I did that, and I've added size, and I've enhanced a lot of body parts comparing to last year, and that's why I looked how I looked in Toronto. A lot of people said I should have been, top 10 because I was very conditioned, but I lacked a little bit of size, which is understandable. And not to mention, I'm new. The judges are seeing me for the first time. Even though it was the first time that they saw me, at least I still made up the second call out. And the nice thing about Toronto is that we had 2 or 3 judges in the panel. There were Olympia judges, which was great. Anyway, back to Vancouver. My head is in the right spot right now. I am been steady with my weight between 238 and 240. I was actually 239 this morning, and I posted my pictures on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen the 6 pictures that I posted today, and I was 239 out of bed. Then I did my cardio, went home, had my first meal, got some sleep, and then ate again, and then slept again today. And now I'm heading to the gym to do arms solo today, since my workout partner Andrew, he's he has some time out and he's away today and tomorrow, so I'm on my own. Nevertheless, I am still pushing hard. I did my last quad leg workout yesterday, and I was still pushing myself. I did actually 4 plates for 5 reps as my first set, and then I did 3 plates to failure, and I think I did 10 or 11. I have the video. I did not take tons of footage yesterday, but anyway, I will edit and publish the video from tomorrow and the video from today, hopefully by the end of the day today, Saturday. I can't tell you guys how much I just want to get overdone with this. Like, I am really tired. I am really exhausted mentally and physically. I love the process. I love bodybuilding. I love training. But this has been the longest prep I've ever done in my 11 years. And the reason is, it's my pro debut. 2018 was my pro debut, and Toronto was my first show, which I, of course, no regrets. All I'm saying is it's taking a toll on me, and mentally is like, I just want to go to Vancouver, finish that on a good note. Hopefully, I am a little bit bigger than in terms of weight. Of how I was in Toronto. In Toronto, I think the night before we dropped down after the diuretics and dropping water, we dropped down to 230. So I was 230 on stage, which was really surprising that I actually got down to that weight. Today, it's not the same story. I am probably 5 or 8 pounds heavier than Toronto. So you're going to see a bigger version of me. The same conditioning, I'm hoping. The conditioning is there. That's my actually flagship feature. Giving the name Muscle Rush, I was giving that name for a reason, and that's the fact that I always come shredded. If I don't come shredded, I will not step on stage. Anyway, I'm hoping the Vancouver Pro is going to be a great show. I have a really good feeling about that. I'm hoping to finish top 10. Anything above that is icing on the cake. Again, going in with no expectations. I'm doing everything still to the last minute and giving it everything I can. Even though the struggle is there every single night, every single day when I wake up in the middle of the night and just wanted to grab that peanut butter jar or rice cake or cereal or whatever. I've been strong for the past week now, and I've been good. It's like an addiction, man. It's even worse than addiction. And mentally, focusing mentally is the hardest thing you can ever experience in a prep. Forget the training, forget the diet. You think the diet is easy, the difficult? It's not really. Training is difficult. It's not. It's the mind fucking, when your mind wants to do something, and you're trying to, resist with everything you got, and you can't. You're just it's like somebody's pushing you over the edge and you can't really stop, turn back, or walk backward or whatever, it's completely, you're out of control. So hopefully, on a good note, this is going to be a great show. And the end of this season, 2018, my plans is the one thing before I say what my plans are. The good thing is on Saturday the Vancouver Pro Show starts at 10 a.m. Thank God, and that means we're going to finish early. Not like in Toronto, we finished like 10 p.m. When we left the venue, everything was closed, and we just ate whatever we found. We didn't have really a lot of choices. Here, it's probably going to end at 7, maybe 6, I don't know. But it'll be still early, and there'll be a lot of places open, so we can go and enjoy myself, or enjoy ourselves, and without having to be in discomfort. For example, I'm planning to go to more than one place, get something sweet, and then eat something savory, and call it a day, and then come back to Toronto and go back on diet a little bit, and do like what people call today reverse dieting. Introduce carbs slowly, so I am healthy and I don't have any digestion issue going forward. After this, the plan is, of course, I'm going to still work with my coach, Matt Jansen. I honestly don't see myself working with anybody else. I'll just say it straight. This kid, I'm not going to call him a kid, but I am older than him. He's a smart guy, have a great head on his shoulder, cares about his clients, and it was the best decision I've ever made when I took a leap of faith in him, and I signed with him, and I've been with him since then. And this is my second year with him, and I'm going to continue to do so until I decide to stop competing. So what we're gonna do is blood work and make sure take whatever time. I'm not gonna go back to the gym right away. I'm probably gonna take 4 weeks this time. I'm gonna take 4 weeks away from the gym after that. So I'm not gonna touch weights the entire month of July. And if anything, I'm gonna get back August 1st and train. I am really trying not to do that, to give my nervous system and my body a break. At the same time, while eating healthy and indulging on the weekends during those 4 weeks, what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to do all the things necessary to make sure all my organs are functioning, my blood levels, my kidneys, my sugar, my cholesterol, everything is on my testosterone level, everything back to normal and natural. And if there's anything or any issue needs to be dealt with, I'll deal with that first before I decide to start an off season. Now, the start of off season, and the great thing about IFBB is there's like shows everywhere and every time. So it doesn't matter. You can time if you're gonna say I'm gonna start my off season, okay, in December. So if you give yourself 4 months, that's gonna take you till April. So basically, you're gonna see what shows are gonna, start in August, because you're gonna give yourself another, depending on how much fat, or depending on how you look, whether you're gonna need 16 weeks or 12 weeks. Regardless, you can pick any shows and then decide what shows you want to do. I'm not going to be specifically locked in for only Canadian shows, but I'd like to go and travel, like maybe to the US and do any other shows there, whether it's Cali or Tampa or any of those cities that I heard the promoters are super great in terms of what they offer to their athletes during those shows. that's about it. 7 days to the show. 239 pounds this morning. I look rock hard in the pictures. Honestly, I do not feel the same way I look in the pictures. Like physically, I don't know, maybe it's just me, or maybe because I just had 10 ounces of fish with rice and green beans, and the post-workout is the same thing. It's fish after I finish my arms today. But hopefully by the time I step on stage, I will feel like it. It's always surreal when it's actually they call you to line up. That's when it gets exciting for me. It's never exciting as traveling to the show or doing the registration, or it's just for the fact that you saw yourself tanned, pumped, looking good, and knowing that you did what you were supposed to do. You did not slack, and you did your homework, and you have that confidence to stand on stage next to the best in the world. Now, who's going to be on that stage? I have no idea. They still haven't released the list. To my knowledge, I was told that it will be published on Monday. So tomorrow is Sunday, so that's July 2nd. So Monday, I think, July 2nd. It's probably, you're going to see it spreading around, because Vancouver Pro and Chicago Pro are happening on the same weekend, on the same time. So I don't know who competing and where, and unless we see the list. Like, I know a couple of guys competing. I'm not going to say any names right now, but you'll see the list. You'll see who is officially in the lineup. Regardless who's in the lineup, I'm gonna do what I like to do: is stand and pose, squeeze and flex, show my hard work, and then call it a day, call it the season, and then plan for the next chapter. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you're still here, if you're still with us, still with me at the till the end of this video, thank you so much for hearing me babbling and just venting basically, and talking to myself while I'm driving to the gym, giving you some insight into some of the struggles that I went through. After all, I'm human. Like, I'm not like just because I'm an IFBB pro right now doesn't mean that I can do this with my eyes closed. It's still hard. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Click the alarm button for notifications, all that good stuff, and hope to see you soon. I will be recording events as I'm traveling to Vancouver, and some footage from the actual competition, just like I did for Toronto, and I'll be posting those on my YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, guess what? You will get notified when I post those videos. So nevertheless, we have 100+ subscriber on the channel. So thank you guys so much for subscribing, for following the journey that I'm in. Hopefully you'll see and benefit of all the information I'm putting out there and the content. I'm really doing my best to put the best thing out there, whether it's videos, trainings, exercises, things I do on a regular basis. And if you do have questions, please post them down below, and I'll be happy to answer them in my videos. Nevertheless, I am here at the Olympia Muscle and Fitness. I'm gonna hit arms, and we'll talk to you guys soon.